You know, it's funny, I used to really want to know how to surf. I actually took lessons for like multiple weeks. I went down to Costa Rica and like hired a teacher and all this stuff. It's probably like the most meditative physical activity I've ever done. And I think it's just because the whole sport is based on you reacting to the water. Like you don't actually control what happens to you. You don't control whether you get good waves or not. All you can do is control how you react to the waves. It forces you into like a very kind of Zen mindset. All I can do is show up today and do my best. And if that's good enough, that's great. And if it's not, then it's not. But I like the idea of being a surfer more than I liked surfing itself. I think that happens to us a lot of times is like, we want the identity of being something without actually having to do it. Because whenever you do something, there's like a bunch of bullshit involved. Like with surfing, you like crash and water goes up your nose and you fucking paddle forever and it's exhausting. It like looks cool. You watch like a movie and you see a bunch of surfers, it looks awesome. But when you're actually going out and doing it, it's really, really hard. You know, surfing was like, kind of taught me that lesson of there's a difference between actually enjoying something and just enjoying the idea of something. Yeah, so like, why do we do that? Like, why do we want to adopt these identities? Like, why do I want to be a surfer, but I don't actually want to have to surf? And I think sometimes when we want things, it's because we think that they're going to fix something in our lives. They're going to fulfill a need in some way. And I look back and I think I had a lot of desire to be this like cool, athletic dude. I don't know, that was like sexy and a beach bum and all this stuff. And like, I thought that there was kind of like a hole in me that I thought being a surfer would like fill that hole. But that's not the same thing as actually like enjoying doing something. And so I see a lot of people, I get it with writing all the time. People come to me, they want to be a writer. They say, Mark, I want to write a book. Like, how do I start? It's like the way you start writing is you fucking open up a Word document and you start writing. The only question is like, what's preventing you? And I think in a lot of cases, people don't actually enjoy writing, but they like the idea of being a writer. They think it will make them look intelligent or smart or be admired. I think accepting that wanting the identity of something is not the same thing as the thing itself. It's a hard thing to admit. Like it was hard for me to admit that like I don't like surfing. It's just, I don't find it fun. And that sucks after you've spent a bunch of money in like a month of your life trying to be a surfer. And a lot of people torture themselves doing something they hate over and over and over again. And it's because they've adopted the identity of it. You know, it's like the lawyer that hates their job, but they get to be the rich, successful lawyer guy, you know, and so they're afraid to let it go. It's hard because when you let those things go, you go back to that place where you don't know who you are in this life. And that's fucking terrifying. It's really, really, really scary. And so there's a certain amount of courage that comes with it. And I think people mistake the courage for like the courage to live with less money or the courage to not be approved by your family or something like that. And like there is that courage, but like the real courage is that courage to be willing to not know who you are, to be willing to not know what the fuck you want to do. That takes a lot of courage. So I guess I would just ask people like, what is it in your life that you're doing not because you love doing it, but you're doing it because you love the type of person it makes you, or the type of person that you appear to others. Generally, it's those things, if you can spot those things in your life, those are the things that are causing the anxiety or the misery or the dysfunction. It just kind of has a ripple effect throughout other areas of your life. It creates unnecessary turbulence. It creates unnecessary fighting. You become defensive about this thing because it's like, no, fuck you, I am a surfer, I promise. There's some area of your life that you're not wholly aligned with. You're in it for the benefits, not for the thing itself. Life is all about doing something for the thing itself. I think it was Seneca who said that like, a rich man is not a man that has everything. A rich man is somebody who wants nothing. And the more stuff that you want that you don't have, the less happy you're gonna be. And the more you let go of those things you don't want, the happier you become. And so it actually like, it was like lifting a burden of like, oh, I don't have to be like this badass surf dude. I don't have to be a beach bum. Like I can be a nerd behind a computer. Like it's not a big deal. There's a certain kind of liberation and comfort that comes with that, of letting go of those parts of yourself.